Have you ever wished you could just get a better handle on your emotions? I mean, not to get rid of them, but to stop them from completely running the show. Well, today we're going to dive into this one simple but really profound idea that could totally change your relationship with your feelings for good. And it all comes down to this one number, 90. Yeah, it seems almost too simple, right? But this number, it holds the key. It's like a biological secret to understanding and, mastering those emotional storms that can sometimes just take over our lives. So, you ready? Let's get into it. Because that's the big promise here, right? We're going to unpack exactly what's happening inside your brain during those 90 seconds. And more importantly, how this little secret can give you a level of control you might not have ever thought was possible. Okay, first things first, let's talk about a feeling we all know, probably a little too well. It's that moment when an emotion doesn't just, pop in for a visit. Nope, it moves in, unpacks its bags, and takes over the entire house. You know exactly what I'm talking about, that quick flash of anger that somehow turns into a simmering rage that lasts for hours, or that tiny pang of anxiety that just spirals and spirals until it's ruined your whole day. It literally feels like you've been hijacked, like you're not even in the driver's seat anymore. The emotion feels like it's going to last forever and you're just stuck on this crazy ride. But what if that feeling, that endlessness, was actually just an illusion? This is where neuroscience steps in with something that is a total game changer. And it's really the core of what we're talking about today. And here it is. This is the big aha moment, courtesy of brain scientist Dr. Jill Bolte. Just let that sink in for a second. An emotion biologically only lasts 90 seconds. The actual raw chemical reaction has a lifespan of about a minute and a half. So, what on earth is happening the rest of the time? Okay, so here's the nuts and bolts of it. When something triggers you, your brain releases this flood of chemicals. Hormones just rush through your bloodstream, and that's what creates all those physical sensations we know as an emotion. But, and this is the key part, that whole chemical cocktail is flushed completely out of your system in about 90 seconds. It's a process with a clear beginning and a clear end. And this is where we have to make a really important distinction. See, the emotion is just that initial, involuntary 90-second chemical blast. But the feeling, the thing that sticks around for minutes or hours or heck, even days, that's a different beast altogether. That's us choosing. A lot of times we don't even realize we're doing it, but we're choosing to replay the story in our head, which just re-triggers that chemical loop again and again and again. Think of it like this. At that 90-second mark, right when the initial chemicals have cleared out, you're standing at a fork in the road. It's a moment of power. You can either feed the story in your head and jump right back on that hamster wheel, or you can choose to just let the wave pass and release it. That right there, that's your choice point. Okay, so understanding the theory is great, but how do we actually use this when we're in the heat of the moment? How do we practice hitting release instead of repeat? All right, let's get practical. The first, and honestly the most fundamental technique, is to shift your perspective. You have to go from being an actor in the drama to being an audience member. I love this metaphor. Think of it like a wave in the ocean. You can either stand there and let it crash over you and get tumbled around, or you can take a few steps back onto the shore and just watch it roll in and fade away. And here are the two paths, laid out plain and simple. When you react, when you shout back, when you obsess over it, when you get lost in that story, you are literally pressing a big red button that says, do it again. You're just re-triggering the whole loop. But when you just observe, you create this little bit of space for that 90-second chemical wave to just do its thing and then disappear naturally. So what does observing actually mean here? It's simple, really. Get out of your head and get into your body. Stop focusing on the story of why you're angry and just notice the physical sensations. My chest feels tight. My face is getting hot. My hands are clenching up. You kind of become a neutral scientist, just observing your own experience without judgment. I know, that can be really tough to do when you're feeling totally overwhelmed. So let's look at an even more powerful tool. Think of this next one as a kind of reset button for your brain. This is such a cool brain hack. Seriously, research shows that when we talk to ourselves in the third person, like using your own name or just the word you, it creates this psychological distance. It literally shifts the activity in your brain away from the emotional, reactive parts and engages the more rational, observant parts. It's wild. So here's a super simple 3-step reset you can use anytime. Step 1, just like we said, notice the physical sensation in your body. Step 2, name the feeling but from a distance, almost like you're talking to a friend. And step 3, just breathe and wait. Give that 90-second wave the time and space it needs to pass on its own, without you adding more fuel to the fire. And this is what it might actually sound like. It's not about judging yourself or trying to fix anything. It's got to be gentle. You just say something like, okay, I see that you're feeling angry right now, and that's okay. Let's just watch this for a moment. See what you did there? By saying you're feeling angry, you've immediately separated your true self, the observer, from that temporary emotional state. It is so powerful. So, when you put all of this together, it's way more than just a neat little trick. It's a fundamental skill. I'm telling you, it's like a new superpower that lets you take back control. And the best part is, you're not fighting your emotions. You're just finally understanding them. All right, let's do a quick recap of the key takeaways. Number 1, an emotion is just a 90-second chemical event. That's it. After that, what happens next is your choice. You can learn to observe the physical sensations in your body, and you can use that third-person self-talk trick to create some distance. And always remember, you are the observer of your emotions. You are not the emotion itself. And let's be super clear about something. This is not about suppressing your feelings or turning into some kind of robot. It's actually the exact opposite. It's about allowing yourself to feel everything, but you don't have to let those feelings run the whole show. It's about finding freedom inside your emotions, not freedom from them. So, the next time you feel that wave of frustration or anxiety start to bubble up, you'll know what's happening under the hood. You'll know you have a choice point. You've got the knowledge now. So the only question left is, your next 90 seconds are coming. How are you going to use them?